How's it going, mate?
Yeah, all good as always. Still smiling.
Good stuff, good stuff. Thanks for joining us. So we're obviously here today to talk about the Legend Show on November the 7th at the Empire Theatre. For me, it'll be great to be back there. I've done some great events in the past, and after the year or so we've had, it'll be great to get back. Pleasure to have you on board, mate. Thanks for doing that for us.
Mate, you're more than welcome. I mean, you say the pandemic was pretty difficult, weren't it? But I'm looking forward to the 7th of November. I get to go back up north once in a while, but just to see the fans and obviously interact again and give them your stories, and obviously the people that I'm going to be sat on that stage with, it's going to be pretty special.
Yeah, it'll be great. Along with Reid and Kevin as well. Superb stuff. I want to ask you a few questions about your time at Sunderland. Obviously, a local lad coming through the youth setup there, going on to captain the team. I won't give away how many appearances because I nearly give away the competition there. But tell me a little bit about what it was like just going through that setup and coming to play for a club of that stature.
It was an amazing time for me because I mean I'd started my schoolboys at Manchester United, and then things didn't really kind of pan out there. I'd had a couple of opportunities to go to different other clubs, one of them being Newcastle, which was never going to happen, to be honest with you, with my background. And Sunderland came in and gave me the opportunity, and it was like, right, let's jump straight back home. And so they have the opportunity of living at home, playing for your hometown club, the club that you supported as a boy. It was kind of a dream come true, really. And every day was I was living the dream of every supporter, if you like, even at the age of 16 and 17 years old. And when you get that opportunity to pull on that shirt and play for the first team, that's something that you never forget. It's absolutely incredible times.
I can imagine. Tell me who some of your heroes were when you first come through and some of the players you looked up to.
The ones that I probably looked up to were people like Marco Gabbiadini, who was, he was the kind of the cult hero, if you like, before I started playing centre forward, who was scoring all the goals. There was people like Clive Walker, who I remember watching a game when he played against Manchester United and he scored a hat-trick and we beat them 3-2. And the atmosphere at Roker Park, I mean, I've never witnessed anything like that, as a young lad. And it just makes you want to go back all the time. You go through those big double doors at the front of the stadium. Obviously, it's changed now. It's a brand new, beautiful stadium at the Stadium of Light. But when I first started walking down to that ground with every other supporter and standing in the full end, it was just, they're the memories that you keep as a supporter. And it's pretty special. And you say to yourself at the time, it's like, I'd love to be one of them players. And you dream about it. You're kind of good enough, but you just need that manager who's going to give you the opportunity to do it. And I got that chance many times.
Yeah, brilliant. And you talk there about great memories and stuff. When you've been at the club as long as you were, I guess you've got some memories that stick out, good and bad. Start off by telling us the one that sticks out bad, and then tell us your best memory of being there.
Well, the bad one, I think, everybody kind of knows is when we got to the playoff final at Wembley. That's the one that I never lived down, but it's also a memory that, it was a special time before we actually got to Wembley. That season was incredible. We won the semi-final playoffs against Sheffield United, and then not many of our players had actually witnessed Wembley Stadium and being able to play there. It was my first time. We were all excited about it. Brilliant game against Charlton, and then obviously the extra time and the penalties, and I think we all know what happened after that. So, yeah, it has to go down as a bad memory because I was the one who unfortunately missed the penalty and we had to have another season in the championship. But overall, I think, that has to go down as the worst. But great memories, making your debut at Roker Park. I'd had a couple of little stints in away games. I came on at half time at Derby and Southend, and then I scored after a minute on my home debut. So all the nerves and all the pressure and everything I felt before it, that was pretty special in front of all your family as well. And like you say, living the dream, because all them supporters wanted to be doing what I was doing, and I got the opportunity. But yeah, that one stands out. That was massive for me.
Yeah,Ve got to say, I had to answer the bad memory, and I thought it might be that. But, when you look at what you've done for the club, the time you was there, and all the great memories and all the great things, it outweighs that by a million times over, mate. It's a superb stint. And I know the feedback we've had about people knowing you're going to be there on the night is great. They're looking forward to meeting you. It's going to be a superb night. And I think with a club like Sunderland, it's so, when you go up there, it's comparable maybe only to the Scottish clubs in the fact that the people live and breathe the football. And, when you speak to people, they'll have such a resonating memory about you, or a goal you scored, or a pass you made, or a slip up you made. And it's just meant so much in that moment, meant so much in their life. It'll be great to see you together with them on the 7th. I've got to ask you a little bit about how they're doing now. It's looking much more positive at the moment. Do you still follow the club regularly, and what do you think of what's the progress they're making?
I do. I've kind of steered away from it over the last 3 or 4 seasons, if I'm completely honest with you, because it's just been, slip up after slip up. I think, the owners that we've had in charge of the club, the amount of mistakes that have been made at the club, and the size of it. The people in Sunderland know the size of the football club. Look, they work Monday to Friday to go and watch their team play on a Saturday. And when they haven't got something to watch every single week, what I mean is, when I say something to watch, I mean, a team that have got that passion, like the supporters have had for years and years and years, then they're going to get upset. They're going to get disappointed. And look, we're talking about a side in League One playing their 4th season in League One. It's too big a football club to be down there. And I think that just, you kind of look at it from the outside and you think, where's it all gone wrong? But at the moment, it's great. All the new signings that have come into the new club, the ownership's been taken over, which is brilliant. You can see now bums are back on seats after we've come out of this pandemic. We find ourselves at the top of the table at the minute, which is absolutely fantastic. But it's a long old season, that League One. We've been in that position before. We've got to try and see it through. And I really hope we can do it. More so for the supporters, because they deserve it. They deserve, first and foremost, to be a championship club, fighting with sides in the championship. Look, it's a long process, getting back into that Premier League. Got to be patient, but we deserve to be back in that championship. But it's only going to come with hard work.
Yeah, 100%. I've got to say, top of League One. I mean, first and foremost, they need to go on and win that league. Like you say, it's a long season, get themselves back in the Championship. But for me, it's a Premier League club, it's a Premier League fan base, and it deserves to be back there. Before I let you go, obviously on the night, everyone's going to get a chance to answer you a question. I'm going to answer you a very obvious question. What's the best goal you've scored? What's the standout goal in your career?
Well, I didn't get many, so I should be able to remember.
I was going to say this should be quite an easy one for you.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'll probably give you 2. Well, obviously our biggest rivals are Newcastle, so I think playing against them first and foremost, and we had some incredible games against them. But I was quite fortunate one game where we weren't allowed away supporters in St James's Park, and I scored with my right foot. Weirdly enough, I was playing left wing. Chris Waddle passed the ball out to me on the left-hand side, and I beat Warren Barton. I got into the 18-yard box. And I just slotted one in past Shaka Hislop on the right-hand side with my right foot. So that's certainly up there as one of my special goals, no doubt about it. But there was one, I think, early on in my career, I scored at Roker Park, funny enough. We beat Birmingham, and Paul Stewart played a little ball inside to me, and I got it onto my left foot from about 25 yards out, right in the top left-hand corner. That was probably the best goal I scored. But yeah, them 2 are definitely up there.
Oh, superb stuff, mate. So everyone get your questions ready for Micky, because you'll be able to answer them on the night, and we hope to see all you there, because it's going to be superb. Thanks for chatting to us, mate.
Pleasure, mate.